OlliOlli was, in my opinion anyway, a breakout hit on the Vita. Um, Certainly the sales justified a lot. It was one of these games that kind of came out of nowhere, and it captured something that, very few games do, and that is this distinct sense of being, quote, old school, unquote, yet still maintaining some contemporary features. Um, Repetitive gameplay, really good, for reflexes, hand-eye coordination. It captured that older school vibe of skateboarding, like Skate or Die or 720 or any of the other contemporaries. Even some of the early, Tony Hawk stuff, as far as how it was skill based and it wasn't about, being a skater. Like, there's no story attached to this. This is just track after track of some really cool stuff. And I bought it uh, on the Vita and loved it, and was, that was that. I just love playing it. It screams mobile because it is so quick and easy to pick up. But as with many games on the Vita, I'm just not physically designed to sit and play handheld games. As much as I like them, they're not for me. So when it was announced in January that OlliOlli was going to be ported to the PS4, I was elated. It was just one of these things where it seemed like, okay, great, someone else likes this game. Because I'm sure a lot of you have come across the same kind of phenomenon where none of your friends talk about the games that you're talking about. And you wonder if you're the only person who bought the damn thing. And then when you see someone else likes it, you go, oh, and you flip out, and it's great. So, that's how I was feeling going into the PS4 port of OlliOlli. Everything I loved about the game stayed exactly the same. They changed nothing bad. They added some features like the leaderboards and so forth, which definitely helped me, want to do better. Um, as you can see in this footage here, you do things over and over and over, hoping to beat your last score or even just get on the boards in the first place. Um, the way tricks are controlled is relatively easy. It all depends upon the direction that you're hitting the analog stick and in what configuration. For example, if I go down and flick up, that's going to be regular ollie. If I do a half circle, it'll be a nollie, something else. It's going to depend upon what I'm doing at the time. It's very contextual, and each of these different grinds, you can see, no pun intended, are related to a different direction on the stick. And there are way more complicated tricks that I just don't do a lot of, which is probably why I'm not higher on the boards. But it's fun, and it's addicting. I absolutely adore the thing. And I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't cross-buy, I still would have bought a copy of this. The only thing that would have stopped me from buying it if it wasn't cross-buy is the fact that it's most likely playable on the upcoming PlayStation TV. And I'm going to kind of use this review as a platform to talk about why I'm so excited for that platform. There are so many games out there that really deserve more attention, and there are people out there that just won't buy a Vita because they don't like handhelds, or they only play games at home, or whatever the case may be. The fact is, just based upon the idea that certain games you can get for free through PlayStation Plus exist, it's just that idea alone, and you consider that the majority of those games would be playable on the PlayStation TV, it's a no-brainer to buy that thing. It's $100, and for 140, you get a digital code for Lego the movie, the game for Vita, which is playable on PlayStation TV, which is a Vita. You get a DualShock 3, and you get an 8 gigabyte memory card. The game and the memory card alone are worth that extra $40 easily. It's always nice to have a little bit more space. So I'm really stoked for that device. And a game like this, if they didn't have a PS4 port, would be a big part of why. Because playing this on the big screen really does translate well, way better than I thought it would. That was my only concern with the PlayStation TV, is that a lot of these games won't translate. And bullshit, they do. They really do. If you look at this, in Don't Starve, I remember playing Don't Starve thinking, this should be on Vita, why is it on PS4? And that game grew on me, and you know, my best friend's wife, who's also one of my best friends, she's huge into it. And when I told her that it was coming out for Vita, it made it all the more justifiable that we were looking at getting her a Vita here as an early Christmas present so that all three of us have a PS4 in the house. And with the PlayStation TV being something that brings Vita gaming to larger screens, I think the idea of a true ecosystem is getting more and more prominent. I think the idea that you can play a game almost anywhere under any circumstances is really, that's the future here. And OlliOlli's just one of those games that really got me thinking. This is one of the first games that got me thinking about that idea. So my advice to you is pick up a copy of this. Whether you have a Vita or a PS4 or not. Grab it, play it, enjoy it. It's fast-paced, it's fun. And know that when that PlayStation TV comes out, this will be a great game on that. It'll be a great game on a PS4. You know, one of the things that I like about the idea of that ecosystem being there is that so many games that you could remote play on a PS4 within the same household via a network, you can play natively because you've got an actual digital copy of the game as well. So whether it's on the go, on your TV, remotely, or natively, OlliOlli, old school meets new school, and a great showcase of what the PlayStation ecosystem is capable of. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being open-minded. And as always, keep on grinding. Skateboard or not. Cheers.